It's time for the Scott Buening Show. Learn all about Southridge Raider football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Grosvenor Communications. Go Raiders!
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome to this week's Scott Buening Show. And Coach, last week you were a 13-0 winner over Boonville, and I'll tell you what, your defense has given up 7 points so far this season.
Yeah, so far we've gotten off to a pretty good start defensively. I think we're getting closer to finding our identity defensively with how to best use our people and as far as scheme and just getting them in positions and just what we do well and what we can do best. And I think that we're getting a little closer on that end. I can't argue too much with the first 2 weeks. We've got some things we need to get cleaned up, for sure. But but ultimately, I think our guys have played really hard, and I feel like they've really executed what we've tried to do well. And hoping that we're going to get a much different test this weekend that we haven't had quite yet. And but for the first 2 weeks, we're pretty pleased.
And I'll tell you what, getting a 13-0 win over Boonville this year is pretty good.
Yeah, Boonville's a team that, I think a lot of people coming into the season, they've got some tremendous athletes, their quarterback, their running back. They've got a couple receivers that are very athletic and very good with the ball in their hands. They've got a big offensive line, and then defensively, they're much improved over last year, I think, defensively. And they had a good game plan and really did a good job, made life really tough on us offensively. And to go on the road and to get a win and a game we felt like was going to be what it was, which was just a good, hard-nosed, tough football game. We were very happy to come out of that with a win.
And with Allen having 151 yards passing, and then you got Schrader with Schrader, Curry, Nycom, and Allen all with over 60 yards rushing. You can't concentrate on one part of the game or one person.
Well, that's the way that our offense is structured. We don't really have a marquee guy. Our offense is set up. Guys are typically going to get somewhere between 10 and 15 carries, if that. And we just take what the defense gives us, and try to use the things that they're trying to take away, and try to have the versatility to do other things. And overall, we did a good job moving the ball, but we weren't real clean, offensively. We had a couple untimely turnovers. We had a couple penalties that really, really hurt us. We had a touchdown called back, a long touchdown pass called back, and then we put ourselves, behind the chains too often and had some drive killers, as we were working down the field. But, that's the way it goes. And that's hopefully some things we can get cleaned up this year.
And we're back on the Scott Buening Show right after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Bros for Communications.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
And welcome back to the Scott Buening Show. And joining us is the offensive coordinator of the Southridge Raiders, Brad Ohanian, and the co-defensive coordinator, Ross Foose. Guys, how you doing today?
We're doing good this evening.
Doing just fine. And, you know, the connection with you two goes way back. Why don't you give us a little background on that?
Yeah, so, you know, we grew up, obviously, going to school together, all through elementary school, middle school, high school. And a big part of that was obviously going to the Raider football games on Friday nights. And then on Saturdays, my dad and myself and Brad and his dad, we would go down to Evansville about every Saturday night and watch a game. And that was just kind of always our thing all the way through, you know, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And, you know, we've always talked about how we wanted to coach together someday. And we finally get that opportunity to do that this year, and it's been a lot of fun so far. So yeah, we've been around football and knowing football and talked football for a long time.
Okay, now let me put you both on the spot. You both have been involved with Southridge football forever. And who's your favorite Raider?
So my answer would have to be Charlie Foose. Growing up, he was almost like a second father to me. Obviously, I would say my dad, but my dad grew up down there in Gibson County. So Charlie's been a Raider through and through, and so that's what I'd have to say.
You know, that's a really tough question for me. There's been a lot of good ones, but the one I always kind of think about, he's a guy who played the same position as me, wore the same number as him. And that was Adam Timbarge, and really just because of that reason, we had a lot of the same qualities growing up.
And you know what? It's funny you say that because, you know, when I coached at Southridge, I'd say Adam was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a really good guy. And, you know, when I was a freshman, he just kind of took me under his wing, so to speak, and really just kind of showed me the ropes. And like I said, he was number 55, and then I was able to get number 55. We played the same positions. And, you know, like I said, there is a ton of Raiders that I've always looked up to and modeled, but, you know, just the connection I had with him is probably who I would go with.
Now, Brad, you're the offensive coordinator. Why don't you give us a little breakdown on the Southridge Raider offense this year and what we should expect from the offense?
Well, we're 2 games in. First game, put some points on the board. Last week at Boonville, a tough opponent, a lot of seniors, hot, just a tough grinder of a game. Was proud of the boys for the way they fought. You know, I'm sure with any game when you're not putting up the amount of points that you want to, you can always look back at some things, just a few mistakes here and there. But I thought that was a great game, just in terms of learning and moving forward. You know, offensively, we look to be very multiple, very diverse, like to spread the ball around. We think we've got a lot of guys that can make plays with the ball. We think we've got a lot of just tough, gritty kids up front. May not be the biggest, but they're going to give it everything that they've got. And so looking forward to coaching them as the year goes on.
And Ross, you're the co-defense coordinator, and I got two questions for you. Second of all, you can go over the defense a little bit. But first of all, how does it feel to be co-defense coordinator with someone in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's kind of Wink's MO now. We can all give him a hard time about that and talk about all the time. And we're into the presence of a Hall of Famer. But that's something he's deserved. Coach Winkler's been around for a long time. I think when you think Raider football, Wink is one of those guys that comes to mind. All the stuff that he's done, all the loyalty that he's given to the program, I think that's been second to none. And just being able to be with him this year, I'm not sure how many years he has left. Maybe a couple, maybe 20 more. Never know with him, but it's a lot of fun just being around him since he was coaching me all the way through, and when I've been helping out some as a volunteer through high school or through college, I was with him, and now being with him has been awesome. And to the second part of your question, our defense is kind of like Brad said about our offense. We're not going to be probably the biggest team on the field every time, but I tell you, we've got some really strong kids and kids that play with a lot of heart, a lot of effort, and great team defense. I mean, that's kind of the MO for this defense. 11 guys to the football. Did a pretty nice job against Washington. I thought against Boonville, we were really good, and we'll have to have that same effort against North Posey and obviously the rest of the season to be successful.
Well, coaches, good luck this year.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And you've been listening to the Scott Buening Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosberg Communications. We'll be back right after the message from our sponsors.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
And welcome back to the Scott Buening Show. And, Coach, this week you play North Posey, who sits 2-0, and you also sit 2-0. So you got two undefeated teams playing each other. You got to travel down to Posey County. Why don't you preview that game for us?
North Posey is they've won a conference last year, had a really good group last year. They've got some really good athletes back this year. They've scored just a ton of points here in their first two games, and frankly, they've done it in 6 quarters. They've had a running clock in both games. They've gotten close to 60 points in each game, and that's basically what they really hang their hat on. They've improved a lot defensively. They have a very aggressive scheme, and so those kind of things. It's going to be a big challenge for us this week. They're better at throwing the football, I think, than the teams we faced up to this point. And frankly, they torched us with it last year, and so obviously that's a concern heading into this week. They've got some different people doing some of those things, but they're still doing them every bit as well. And so, they're going to put a lot of stress on us. And to have to defend all they do a lot of different things, shifting, motioning, moving, misdirection, trick plays. If it's legal, they do it. And that's part of what makes them good, is they're very difficult to defend. So we're going to get tested and stressed in a lot of different ways. And, but that's the challenge of this week, and hopefully we manage it better than we did last year.
And I know this is only week 3, but this is a key matchup in the PAC Conference Championship too.
Yeah. I think so. You look at they've won the conference. We won the conference 2 years ago. They won the conference last year, it's certainly. I don't think it's the game that necessarily you can say whoever wins is going to be the conference champion. I think there's some other people out there that feel like they're going to play a factor in all this, and I agree with them. And but it certainly is one of those games that is whoever does win is going to take a decent step forward, towards that goal. So we're looking forward to that challenge, and and hopefully we can play well enough to get it done.
And you've been listening to the Scott Buening Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. We'll see you next week.
You have been listening to the Scott Buening Show. Join us every week to learn more about Southridge Raider football. This week's show has been brought to you by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. See you next week.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.